Hello. I know I don't look amazing. I'm just in sweats and actually packing for the holidays. It's the 19th of December 2024. I'm heading off to stay with family, first with my mum and then with my dad, for a total of 3 weeks tomorrow. So I'm in the final stages of packing and I need to break into something that I have decided to do throughout the trip.
Kia ora, nau mai, haere mai. Hello and welcome. I'm Kate. With all my content, I try to share some of what life is like for a takapakuri with multiple dynamic disabilities and foster a safe and supportive community for anyone who relates or who is learning about these ways of life. On this channel, I share informative as well as candid content about my life, my disabilities, and my communities. I hope you'll stick around, maybe hit the like button, maybe even subscribe. Let's get into it.
If you know me, you know that I'm very interested in both minimalism and fashion. These things, they conflict a bit. There is a point of intersection between the two, which is a very popular experiment called Project 333, Project 333, depending on how you say it. Basically, the concept is that you dress in 33 items, which includes shoes, jewellery, and accessories, for 3 months. I love clothes. I love clothes and I love caring for my clothes, and I love being creative with fashion, and limiting myself for a full 3 months to 33 items has always just felt a little too hard, and so it's never happened. But since I'm going away for this holiday for a nice rounded 3 weeks, I thought I would modify it a little bit and try doing 33 items for 3 weeks instead of 33 items for 3 months. And throughout the 3 weeks, I will give you a all access pass to everything that I combine, everything that I wear, what I wear it for, where I'm going, what I'm doing, and whether these 33 items have the potential to hold up for a full 3 months. Because if they do, then I think I'll be able to make some changes to the way that I manage my wardrobe year round. So let's take a look. Okay, so here are my 33 items. I did try to make sure that the color scheme all kind of mostly matched up and worked well together, and I've tried to cover absolutely all bases in terms of weather and occasion. Right, good morning. It is day 1 of my Project 333. Well, this afternoon I will be being picked up and heading to spend the holidays with family. And this morning I've got to clear up all the last little things before I leave. So I've got to go out and pick up medication for the time that I'm away. I've got to pick up my new glasses. That's just a coincidence that it's happening today. And I have to get a card for my brother for his birthday and his graduation. And what else? And I want to pick up a couple of energy drinks. That's it for out in town. And then I've got some laundry to do, some last little things to pack, and tidy up before I leave. So that will be today. And this is the outfit that I'm with. It's very warm today, muggy. Like, it's grey and miserable outside, but it's muggy and hot and kind of gross. So loose flowing shorts, yeah. And here's the outfit. A wrap on day 1. Yeah, the outfit has been put to the test for sunshine, rain, for clouds, for humidity, for winds. It's covered everything, and I think that's a really good start to my Project 333 adapted attempt. Tonight, loose, baggy, elastic waist, cotton trousers, oversized band t-shirt, and it's time to go to sleep. Morning. I'm just keeping my voice down because it's really early and everybody else is still asleep. 6:15 in the morning. I've been up for 45 minutes. Don't ask me why I woke up at 5:30. I just did. I've come up to the main house. I've got my beanie, my cardigan. This cardigan can be a little bit annoying in the wheelchair because it's like a drapey flowing one, but it's not too drapey. And I've also got my Uggy boots. I've made myself a coffee. I'm just gonna quietly chip away at some work until more people are up and we have a plan for the day. I'll get dressed properly and all of that later. Say hello. Hello. No one's pushing me around. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so most of the day is gone, but this is what I've gone with. Black Vans, wide leg, light blue jeans, and this really loose little cotton flowy top. The hat's an extra that hasn't been on all day. Gloves for life, wheelchair gloves, because just wear those all the time. They don't really even count. They're more of a medical thing than a fashion item. I feel really confident and I feel like my true self in this outfit, particularly once you add the hat, and it just, I don't know. But yeah, that's today's outfit. I feel great and I think it looks great, and I think it's going to serve me well going into the evening as we have a bit of a party too. Eve, and this is the most boring outfit yet. I am totally in hoha mode. Everything is cruisy, low maintenance, chill vibes around here. I am at my dad's house. I'll have a proper look tomorrow for Christmas Day, but I don't know, Christmas Eve here is just super chill, and yeah, so there's no need to be dressed up. It's very hot. I didn't get any logs outfits yesterday or the day before, but it was just reversals of the outfits that I had already worn, reusing things, as is the whole point of this experiment. That's all I have to look for today. I'll see you tomorrow with a proper look.
That was the bag? No. It's supposed to be extremely.
I feel horrendous. Well, it has been a few days. Christmas Day, it was a good day. I was absolutely defeated by the time we got home. I had slept all night. I then slept all day. I didn't even take any of my medication. I then slept all the following night. I was in bed all the next day, awake, watching Netflix and getting on top of my medication and food, fluids and such. Then I slept all night last night, but this morning I was up and at it again, showered, tidied up a bit, and cracked on getting some work done. It's been a pretty sort of hot, lazy day, so black linen shorts, cotton shirt, billies. For most of the day I didn't have makeup on, I didn't have my hair done. I was a total mess.
I did put a little bit of makeup on and sort out my hair somewhat to film some straight to camera narrative for a video. But yeah, it's been a lazy, well, not lazy at all actually, I've got heaps done. Fashion wise, lazy day. So far I'm finding this experiment ridiculously easy. Maybe, just like I hoped, this experiment is going to reveal to me that season to season I can get by with less than 40 items in my wardrobe. I love clothes, I love fashion, I love my putting outfits together and being creative with it. While I've managed to do pretty well at reducing down what I have in my wardrobe, I have a lot of clothes, but I don't have a lot of anything else besides medical crap. And I've liked that, but I have also been so curious. Can I do the Project 333 thing? Can I do a minimalist wardrobe, or at least a seasonally minimalist wardrobe? Maybe I can hold on to my love of fashion, my love of clothing, but also reduce my wardrobe way down. That was kind of the point of trying this out, was to see if that could happen. But now that I'm thinking, actually maybe it will, I don't even know if I want that. It's odd. Fashion's a huge part of how I hold on to my identity as a whole person, despite the mental and the physical limitations and challenges and disability. So rethinking that's a bit scary. Kind of excited, curious, and terrified of what the next 2 weeks are gonna hold. It's another hot day, and we're at the beach house so that Dad and brothers can do some maintenance work. I was actually quite looking forward to it, but then we got here and I realised that I had forgotten to pack my painkillers. So I've had my regulars, but I haven't had any extra, and I am feeling it. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, and ideally I would have taken some about 3 hours ago, a fairly full dose of them as well. So the day hasn't turned into what I thought it might. Denim shorts, sneakers, Vans today, and another big loose collared shirt. I wanted to wear my binder, so I need something with a high collar. I did put a touch of makeup on, a little bit of purple. We are about to hit the road. I'm the first in the van, just waiting for the others to finish up getting some food and drink after their physical labour, and then we're heading back to Dad's place. Thank fuck, because my spine is really starting to kind of at my limit, and I know that because of malabsorption, the medication, by the time we get back, I take it and it kicks in. We're looking at another 3 hours at least like this, so couldn't have come soon enough, basically. It's actually now nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, because I ended up having to take my my pain meds so much later in the day than I ideally would have. One of the side effects is they make me hyperactive and keep me from falling asleep, so it's going to be a really late night tonight if I get any sleep at all. It's not unusual, this is just how it goes. But yeah, it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. It still feels like it's about 25 degrees. As you see, I do have the knee-high compression socks on. It's been too hot to wear them during the day, so I've been putting them on at night to sleep in and then just taking them off in the morning, so it's less clothing to overheat, and it seems to be working all right. I do end up with pretty swollen legs by the late afternoon, but I haven't had any crazy nausea or dizziness or tachycardia attacks or anything like that, which I do sometimes get if I don't wear the compression socks. So yeah, wearing them at night through the summer seems to be working so far. It's been 10 days now of this experiment. I'm nearly halfway through and it's been so easy. Can this be my new strategy of managing my wardrobe? I'm curious now. Good night. When I last checked in, I was setting up for the night, right? Well, I didn't sleep that entire night, so I slept the entire day yesterday. So it's New Year's Eve and nearly 5 p.m. All the days of this experiment have been so cruisy. There's been no, other than Christmas Day, there's been no reason to get any more dressed up. A lot of the days there hasn't really even been a reason to get dressed at all. My New Year's Eve ritual tends to involve a lot of reflection and a lot of looking ahead. See you later.
Happy New Year's. Because we stayed up late last night and then I couldn't fall asleep until 5 o'clock in the morning, I slept in and kind of bummed around in my PJs until after midday. And then I did eventually get dressed and obviously put a bit of makeup on to match the shirt. I have to say I've been very dysphoric today, and it's made dressing and fashion choices more difficult than usual. I had a dream in the wee hours of this morning that I got top surgery, and it was the most wonderful dream. I woke up, I was like, no, it wasn't real. I tried desperately for like an hour and a half to go back to sleep in the hopes that it would start up again and I would get to have a flat chest. Yeah, waking up with the residue of that on my mind meant that I desperately needed to wear a binder. I spent the whole afternoon having it crushing my ribs, as it always does. Binders and EDS is not a great combo, just FYI. You inevitably end up with like just constant crushing of your ribs and them not sitting in the right position. It's very painful, but not as painful as dysphoria can be, so you take the lesser of the two evils, but that's why I can't wear a binder every day. It's also why I really struggle to put a binder on by myself, because it usually ends up in me dislocating my thumbs, my wrists, my shoulders, and then eventually my ribs. So to put it simply, having dreamed about getting free top surgery was amazing. It's not been so suffocatingly warm, which is very nice. I got to wear a long sleeve tee, shorts, and bellies. I wasn't particularly feeling it, but to be honest, with the dysphoria, I wasn't particularly feeling anything. And why did I put makeup on? I don't know. I haven't done anything on camera. I worked for the afternoon, and then after a few hours of that, my neck was just screaming. And it still is. I have taken extra pain meds. I've been lying on this heat pad for hours. I have taken my binder off. I'm not running out of options, but I don't have many all that great options left to choose from. I could use my acupressure wand. I could put some tiger balm on. I could get my dad to give me a bit of a neck massage. Those are still options, but even if all of them worked to the greatest capacity they've ever worked, that's still only like 6% less pain. Yeah, today hasn't been what I hoped it would be. It hasn't been all that bad either. Anyway, that's probably overkill, oversharing for what this video is. I've just been thinking today, I've been really wanting an office space. In my room at home, there is space for a desk, but in order for that space to be used for a desk, I would have to majorly downsize my wardrobe. And the ease of this experiment, how effortless it's been to 2 weeks. I haven't even worn half the things that I packed. I think there's still 6 items, plus all the jewellery that I brought, so that's another. There's like 10 items that I still haven't even worn. It's just been so easy. I'm thinking majorly downsizing my wardrobe is an option. And if I majorly downsize my wardrobe, I can have an office space in my bedroom. That is a really good trade-off in my mind for packing away a lot of clothes and reclaim the other half of my room as an office space. I really want to make that happen. The experiment's working. I'm starting to see things differently. This video has skipped
3 days, because I have been barely, if at all, functional for 3 days since getting home. That's the point that I had pushed it to before I decided that I should come home early. But I'm going to get changed for today. I've got health stuff to catch up on, work stuff to catch up on, and just general life stuff to catch up on. So yeah, welcome to Monday. This is how I'm starting the day, and I'm sure I'll get a lot done today. I'm feeling good. It's kind of no wonder that this challenge has been so easy when I've spent almost an entire one of the 3 weeks just resting once you add all the days up. It's very different finishing this experiment now that I'm home as opposed to being away with just a suitcase. As soon as I came home, I started getting excited about, oh, I can wear whatever I want. I've got so many options and I can be creative and colourful again. And then I was like, oh, but I gotta finish this experiment. Whereas when I was away, it was like, I love the freedom of this. This is so easy. There's still enough room to meet the needs of any weather and any mood. And I can have so much less stuff and I can free up so much space, physical and mental. But then I got home and I was like, actually, you know what? That tiny little pile of clothing there, it's not enough for me. I can't be creative with my style. I can't bring any mood to any weather. I can't change it up and I can't think outside the box. I have to just meet all the basic needs once I shrink my wardrobe down. And I was feeling sad. I have been feeling sad about all the clothes that I have that at the moment I'm not allowed to wear. And it doesn't help that I did a bunch of online thrifting while I was at my dad's place. And those packages have started to arrive. And damn, there's some cool stuff. And oh man, do I want to wear it. I so want to wear it. I can't. Not yet anyway. So in terms of, is this experiment actually going to change anything? At first I had no idea, then I was really certain that yes it was, and I was totally gonna change the way I do things, and now I'm thinking, maybe some small changes. I was thinking on the bus today though, at least the whole time I've lived in Palmy, so the last 3 years, I've told myself that I'm living as a minimalist, but I'm a clothing collector. And my clothes make me happy, and I use them and I wear them, and I care for them, and I love washing them and mending them and customizing them and recycling them. Like, clothes are my thing, and so I haven't put any limitations other than physical space on how much clothing I let myself own. But in the back of my head I've been like, is it though? Is it really? Could I be getting rid of more stuff? Could I manage with more clothing? Would I really be miserable without this hobby of fashion? And that question has been looming for nearly 4 years. Experiment. Finally doing it was the only way I was ever going to get an answer to that question. It was the only way I was ever going to be sure about how and why I manage my wardrobe the way that I do. So if nothing else comes of this experiment, that will come of it. And that's not nothing. Hello. Today's the 8th of January 2025. This is what I'm wearing. If you're ridiculously observant, you will have also noted that the day went missing yesterday, because it did go missing. I had been up the entire night with pain and finally fell asleep at about 4:30 a.m. and ended up sleeping until nearly 6 o'clock last night. I woke up briefly to have my catheter changed, and district nurse came round as planned and did that. I didn't even get out of bed. I didn't really even wake up for that. She did it and I went straight back to sleep. So yeah, the day did go missing. I've just been at home chipping away at work stuff. Very boring. Desk that I ordered has arrived. Now, I have not done anything towards putting it up yet because it's a big job. I do have some notes on the experiment. I think this is not going to result in a whole lot of changes to the way I manage my wardrobe. I'm not going to continue it longer than 3 weeks, which will be 3 weeks is up on Friday, so Saturday I can wear whatever I want. But I'm glad I've done this, and I'm glad I'm seeing it through. As much as minimalist strategies have helped me change every single other area of my life, I am actually happier if I don't infiltrate that with minimalism any more than I already have, because I already don't let myself have clothes that are not just right. So if they don't fit just right, or if they don't fit in my wardrobe easily, or if I already have something really simple, I don't let myself buy it, or I get rid of it.
and every time I add a new item to my wardrobe, I get rid of one. I buy everything secondhand pretty much, and I mend, I fix things, I make things from scratch. I have some good minimalistic strategies around how I manage my wardrobe, but when it comes to the actual number of items, no. At least the experiment has cemented that for me. I really truly can answer that question honestly. Why do you have so many clothes if you're a minimalist? This is why. So yeah, that's the experiment so far. Got 2 more days after today, and when I wrap it up on Friday, I'll do a proper sit down and discuss my findings, I suppose. I'll see you later. Hello! You get to see my new room in the light of day. It's pretty similar, but desk, it's awesome. So this is what I'm wearing for the evening and the night. Loungewear, PJs, I never know what to call it. I don't own actual pajamas. It's been the second to last day of my Project 333. What did I wear? I did not get any footage of that, but I wore my black sundress, sack dress with my Scream compression socks. I've been inside all day working on Scream. It is the last day of my Project 333, and I've been out all day so far. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm only just getting home. I'm absolutely exhausted. Once I've had some food and, have rested for half an hour, I think the exhaustion's really gonna hit me. So that may be it for the day. I may end up having to tie this video off tomorrow or later than planned. Hopefully I'll get it done this evening, but I can't make any promises. So tired. It's been a good day. I've had to go to the pharmacy, get bloods done at the hospital, go to the post office in Terracine and pick up a couple of things from the supermarket and from Kmart. I did all that, made it home, and I'm gonna rest and take it from there. Look at this, I'm organised, I got pages and notes and everything. So to recap on what this whole thing has been, Project 333 is a minimalism phenomenon that kind of took off on social media, where you dress with just 33 items for 3 months. And that includes jewellery, accessories, shoes, everything. 33 items. Now, I have been invested in minimalism as a philosophy for about 7 years now. I have gleaned so much value from minimalist philosophies and practical adaptations that I've made to the way that I manage my money, my stuff, my time, my attention. Everything that I do has been affected by what I've learned. Project 333 concept was kind of one of the few things that I'd never done, even though I always wanted to try it. Yeah, this is how I found it as a disabled person. I found it as someone who loves fashion. But the first question that I asked myself about it was, has it been easy or has it been hard? And in what ways did disability impact that? It was easier than I thought it was going to be. But that's definitely in part because I, of course, had to spend so many days resting in bed. I also found it much easier while I was actually away and didn't have the visual reminders all around me of all the clothes that I wasn't allowed to wear. It was easy and it was hard. Disability did and didn't affect it. Has it been fun or freeing at all? And in what ways did disability impact that? So for the first week, it was fun and freeing. The second week, it lost the fun factor, but it did continue to feel freeing. Knowing I was easily able to dress with so few items, it made me begin imagining ideas of how I could change my life and edit my space here in this room to better serve my goals. Now, I have gone ahead now and made a version of those fantasies that brewed while I was doing the experiment. I haven't had to downsize my wardrobe to do it. I don't think I would have even seriously considered this as an option if I hadn't done the experiment and freed myself up at least for a couple of weeks. This is the great thing about minimalism. You strip things down to the bare minimum and suddenly the world feels bigger and brighter and life is more exciting and seems to suddenly have so much more potential. And the great thing about these minimalist experiments that you can do for 3 weeks or 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, whatever it is,
They can just open your eyes in a way no other sort of exercise can. So even if in the end you make very few changes, or you only make small changes, you would never have even thought to make those changes had you not sort of temporarily deprived yourself to try and get unique insight into what it is you actually need and what it is you actually want. Has it been constricting or a struggle at all? And in what ways has disability affected this? The last week, it felt a bit miserable and constricting. Having the visual reminders here in my room of the clothes that I wasn't allowed to wear did make me pine for the experiment to end. Browsing Trade Me and Pinterest and all the time that I spend having to rest gives me great joy when I'm otherwise so miserable. Fashion is a hobby that really does get me through some of my worst times physically, and I hadn't really realised how much it helps me and therefore how miserable it would make me to be deprived of it for even a short space like 3 weeks. What have you learned about minimalism and how it intersects with disability? I've learned that minimalism is a freeing lifestyle and philosophy, rooted in minimising anchors and maximising what you most value, and that my disabilities are the opposite. My disabilities are defined by increasing amounts of limitations and lessening windows of time and choice. So it makes sense that they go well together because minimalism complements disability. I've also further proven through doing this experiment what I've known for years, which is that like just about anything else, minimalism can be adapted to disability. It can be adapted to any individual. Minimalism is a freeing and empowering philosophy that increases disabled autonomy. It allows you to hone in on what's most important so that you can be smart about how you use your limited capacity as a disabled person. Minimalism frees you up so that even when disability limits, you can maximize every little piece of energy and every little resource that you have. That's the funny thing about minimalism, is that you minimize the crap so that the important things can shine through and take center stage. So what have I learned about myself and how fashion impacts my disabilities? I have known for a long time that fashion is something that brings me joy and that it's one of the things about me that is my thing. But I hadn't fully realized how much more valuable of a hobby it has become for me since my disabilities have progressed. Fashion is something that lets me hold on to a deeper sense of myself beyond my disabilities, and is one of the few things that disability has never been able to take away from me. In fact, I've welcomed the challenge of adapting my style and my wardrobe over the years that my body has changed so much. I thought it might be frustrating to do the challenge, but I didn't foresee it making me feel low and emptied. Alright, hello. It's actually over a month later. I got to the end of editing the full video and realized that the final conclusions video had cut off halfway through. I really should have checked it at the time, and that is a lesson for the future. You learned about yourself and how fashion impacts your disability. I have known for a long time that fashion is something that gives me a lot of joy. One of the things about me that's my thing. But I hadn't fully realized how much more valuable of a hobby it's become since my disabilities have progressed. It's something that lets me hold on to a deeper sense of myself beyond my disabilities, and is one of the few things that disability has never been able to take away from me. In fact, I have welcomed the challenge of adapting my wardrobe over the years that my body has changed so much. I thought it might be frustrating to do the challenge, but I didn't foresee it making me feel so low and emptied. Doing the experiment has shown me that I do well to better appreciate the value that fashion adds to my life. A minimalist wardrobe is just never going to work for me. The way I have developed minimalist values about everything else in my life, while leaving myself free to have all the clothes that fit in the space that I have within reasonable limits, is absolutely the right way to get minimalism to work for me in my wardrobe, because fashion is my way of creating joy and identity outside of and alongside the ways that disability has and continues to change my body and my life. Will you be making any changes to the way you manage your wardrobe? Are the changes based in minimalism or disability or both? In the sense that minimalism is the thing that gets you past the things so you can make space for the most important things, as Joshua Milburn defines it. The changes I'll be making to how I manage my wardrobe are absolutely based in minimalism, and in the sense that fashion is my tool for defining myself in a way that transcends my disability as well as embraces them. The changes I'll be making to how I manage my wardrobe are absolutely based in disability. I went into the experiment expecting it to show me how I could be happy with a smaller, more basic wardrobe, but I've come out of it planning to do the opposite. I want to increase the investment of time, passion, and creativity I put into my wardrobe and the way that I dress. I want to make bigger effort toward embracing adaptive fashion and sewing my own custom adaptations rather than pare down my wardrobe or minimize the time and effort that I put into it. I was not expecting that, but I'm excited about it. Could you have done it for longer? What about if you weren't disabled? What about if you adapted it further? I could have done it for longer. Of course I could have. But would I ever want to? No. I might be able to comfortably make it last the original concept of 3 months if I doubled the number to 66 items or so, and it wouldn't be all that hard. But I now believe that it would really make me miserable, even if it wouldn't be that hard. And that's enough of a result for me. I do look back on when I was able-bodied and remember the physical adventures and endeavors I used to enjoy. And I think about how I used to imagine my 20s look. Camping, traveling, hiking, snowboarding, skating, surfing, snorkeling, running, acrobatic, all the adventures that I would have had if I was free and independent out in the wide world. And I do wonder if I had become that person. A minimalist wardrobe would be a fantastic way to live and an easy thing to do. But in the end, it doesn't really matter because I'm not that person and I never got the chance to be. What I do have is here and now in this disabled body and life and who I have come. A minimalist wardrobe is not the right thing. Fashion has become my way of adventuring and embracing life rather than sports and travel, and that's totally okay. Do you think it's possible to stick to Project 333 long term if you're passionate about fashion? Honestly, in reflection, no. I don't think it's possible to stick with Project 333 if you are passionate about fashion. If you like fashion, then yes, it's likely it could work long term. Rotating your 33 items each season or so, but if it is something that really lights your fire and brings you joy and purpose, I don't think it would be possible to stick at it long term without ending up bored and sad. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to try it or learn more if they are also disabled? For anyone who is interested in this concept, wants to try it, wants to learn more, I cannot recommend The Minimalists documentaries Minimalism and Less is More, available in full on YouTube and Netflix, more highly. Same goes for their books and podcasts, my personal favourite being Love People, Use Things. I would also point folks to Pinterest, where searches on minimalism, Project 333, capsule wardrobe yield a wealth of ideas. Personally, advice I would offer from mistakes I made in trying it is make sure you're only choosing items they absolutely love. You know, fit perfect, feel great. For other disabled folk wanting to give it a go, I'd also say be very realistic about what your days and weeks will actually look like. Plan for all the off days and really think honestly about what kind of dressing up you'll have time and spoons for. I had ended up choosing too much jewellery, accessories and dressy items when I really needed to have chosen a bunch more casual items and loungewear for all my off days and lower spoons days. Also, really consider what kind of mobility aids you'll be using and how the clothes you choose will fit when sitting versus standing versus laying down. Would you ever do this again if you weren't disabled? I actually think, even though I didn't particularly like the challenge in the end, that I would totally do it again at a later point in my journey. As much as I found it uncomfortable, it's definitely revealed a lot to me that I wouldn't have fully realised otherwise. And down the line, I think trying it again will add further and different value. It's okay for me to do something challenging for a few weeks or a few months if it means that I will learn to see things differently and more clearly. If I wasn't disabled, I think I'd make it a much more regular practice. But that's because if I wasn't disabled, I would be a very different person to who I actually am now. Everything about me is touched and shaped in ways by my disabilities, and been shown through this experiment that my disabilities have shaped me into a person for whom fashion is incredibly valuable. I don't think I would be like that if I weren't disabled. So Project 333 would probably be something that I could make permanent or semi-permanent as an installment to life, but that's not the case. And through accepting how much value I get from fashion, by extension, I am further accepting my disability. And as I embrace it even more going forward, I am, by extension, further embracing my disabled identity and enjoying the person I have become because. Do you have any regrets about that? Are those regrets due to disability at all? I don't have any real regrets about having tried this. It was a space of discomfort for sure, but it's from spaces of discomfort that we grow. I'm proud of myself for finally making my own little version of the project after having wanted to try it for 7 years, if I'm remembering the dates right. I basically discovered minimalism at the exact same time that my physical health began to rapidly deteriorate. And while this philosophy has improved my life more and more as I've continued to embrace it, simultaneously becoming physically disabled has complicated it, and I've had to think laterally of ways to adapt minimalism to the needs and capabilities of my body. I'm really glad and proud that I finally tried it, and I have gleaned undeniable value. I'll do it again one day when the time is right, and I'm sure I'll learn again as I change and as I grow and as my body keeps changing and shaping my life and identity. That is the end. I hope you've gotten value from this. Please do like and hit subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and check out my channel for other videos. I'm always working on something, even though uploads are erratic at this. That is because of my health. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Ka kite.